What's up, y'all? You know who it is. It's your girl TT. So did y'all hear about the gospel singer Leandra Johnson getting drunk on Periscope and having a good old holy? It wasn't a Holy Ghost hold down, honey. Well, like she said, she got turned up. She had a turn up session on Periscope. So if y'all don't know who Leandra Johnson is, or Leandra, I don't know how to, if y'all don't know who she is, she's a chick. She was on the show Sunday's Best. I guess she won it. It would be a long story for me to tell you how I even found out who she was. It was just by a random sequence of events, watching stuff on YouTube the way I do all the time. And I fell in love with the song she sang with this choir. I love Jesus. And then I saw, connected to that, it was the Sunday's Best link, and then I realized that's where she came from, etc., etc., etc. Okay, so now this chick is, I first of all, I gotta show y'all the video. If y'all haven't seen the video, let me show you a couple of snippets of the video so you can see what I mean by this girl, by this chick was getting it the fuck in. She wasn't playing by hers at all. Let me show you some snippets of this bride drunk on Periscope.
Think you're drinking. It don't matter if they think I'm drinking. They don't have to think anything. I'm drinking Patron. Yes, I am. No, I know I don't need to explain, but apparently I do. I'm in my house. I am 32 years old. And I paid $42.50 to stay where I'm at right now, honey. I am good. Everybody who don't like it needs to exit. Hello? Thank you. Thank you. I'm still waiting on these questions, though. I'm still waiting on these questions. Hello? Come on with it. Now, if I was at a club drinking Patron, then y'all have my name all over in, what's that thing they called, what's that thing that's called, out there, media takeout. You had me in media takeout if I was in a club. I could have been in the club tonight because I'm grown and 32 years old and paying $42.50. But I decided to turn up in my house. Hello? Go suck some rocks. Next. Hello? Any more questions? Thank you so much. I'm a good person. Thank you so much. They hush now. Got them. That's I guess not. What time is it? T-Pen right? It's turn up time. Yes. Okay. Can I drink with you? You sure can. You gonna bring a bottle? Alrighty then. I was drinking Patron, eat like protect one. I was drinking Patron. Matter of fact, I was is past tense. I am drinking Patron. That's present. Hello, somebody. Let me tell y'all something. At the end of the day, we've been controlled by this religious beast for all of our lives. At the end of the day, there are real people out here with real issues, living in a real world, serving a real God. I ain't hiding nothing from y'all because I ain't scared of y'all. I ain't scared of nobody. I am who I am. Guess what? God forgives me. He allows me to be forgiven 70 times 7. And if some of y'all gonna be like, well, you gonna use up the 70 times 7, or you gonna just take it? Honey, grace is sufficient, meaning it's enough for me. Which means is, let the party begin.
Whew. God. Sometimes your own hair can seem like your enemy. You wanna give up before you even begin. But with some edge control and eco gel, you can work miracles. You can work miracles. So just know it ain't over. No, it ain't over until you say it's over. Keep one tooth combing till all your relaxed hair is gone.
My name is Leandra Johnson, and I'm from Orlando, Florida. I lost my house right before I got here, and everything was put in bags, and all I had was those bags that was in front of my house, and I grabbed what I could, and I came like I am. It's because this is all I had, but I'm here. Let me tell y'all something. All y'all that's saying wow and shaking my head and oh my God and pastor should be an example, y'all been around fake people too long. How y'all gonna get mad at me for doing what I do, but y'all do what y'all do? Please tell me for the life of me, how y'all gonna get mad at me for doing what I'm doing in my own damn house, and y'all doing what y'all do? Y'all sick in the head. That's what's going on. You sick in the head. Ain't nowhere in the world y'all finna come down here and try to crucify me when Jesus didn't condemn. He said, I didn't come to condemn, but I came to love. And y'all right here on here condemning. So you think I'm finna give two apple shits about what y'all thinking? Nope. No, not one. I'm not gonna turn this off because I love Periscope and my fans are on Periscope. I'm not trying to eat. You're trying to eat. I'm eating with my family. All right. If y'all want me to turn the music up, I need 365 people to just start comment on here and say, turn the music up. Turn the music up. And if you tell me to turn the music up, I swear to God, I'm going to turn the music up. They say turn the music up. Turn it up. Turn it up. Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready for a party on Periscope? Are you guys ready for a... I can't say fucking party in my house. Can I say it? Can I say it? I can't say it. Are you ready for a fucking party in my house? They're not ready for me to say it.
Request a song.
Turn it up on blast. I need a good DJ. I need all the songs. I need the Nay Nay. I need the Left Eye, Folly Wop, whatever. I need all of them. I need all the music of the industry. Yes! Turn it up. Let's go.
I'm telling y'all, I don't know what y'all thinking. Y'all people in these doing religious stuff in the public eye, being ratchet in the name of gospel, honey. It's getting ridiculous now. When this kind of stuff, I can't even. It's spilling over everywhere. The devil is everywhere right now. We know we living in the last evil days when you see shit like this on Periscope. I'm going to tell y'all, I come from old school church, and I come from a church family. I come from the type of church family where we had prayer, family that prays together, stays together. So we had prayer. I'm talking about family prayer every day, sometimes for minutes, sometimes for hours and hours. We went to shut-ins. If you don't know what a shut-in is, that means you go and you sleep on the church benches. We did that on a lot of New Year's. I think a couple of holidays. Some weekends, like Easter Sundays, I think we did those. We did foot washing ceremonies. And a foot washing ceremony, remember when Mary Magdalene, she washed Jesus' feet with her hair, as a sign of humility. We used to have foot washing ceremonies and wash each other's feet to show just that selfless love for each other, and my brother, my sister. And I'm telling you, those things and stuff like testifying service, old church, is what kept communities and people together and kept us all sane, it seems like. Now all that stuff is gone. So, I don't believe in none of these new school Christians. I just don't believe in this shit, because not only did I come from that old school family where my parents didn't curse, I still see old school religion because my mother still doesn't curse. She keeps the devil out of her, because whatever you put in your mind, that's what's going to come out. Whatever you put in your soul, that's how you're going to act and interpret the world. So if you hang out with these demonic type people, and that stuff can jump on you, because you'll notice you'll be in a good mood and you'll get around a negative person. That's why it affects you. That's some spirits on it. They done got out on you and altered how you feel. So that's why you got, in order to be absolutely saved, you have to separate yourself from the world. And she does that, so she don't watch TV, she only listen to Christian radio, etc., etc. And she always wears dresses. My mama never wears pants. I don't even think she got. I seen her in pajama bottoms one time, and it freaked me out because they look like pants, and I'm just not used to it. I don't like seeing my mama like that in no kind of pants, because that's just not her thing. She's a righteous woman, and there still are some righteous people out here. Now, what the devil wants you to do, the devil wants you to say, well, times is changing, so we got to change with the time. He wants your pastor to be cussing like we done seen that pastor do. He wants them to be stealing your money so he can put that in the media so you can say our religion ain't nothing but a bunch of crooks and all that kind of stuff. He want to put all this kind of different stuff in front of you to fool and confuse you, but there's still good saints out there. And while we're trying to compare ourselves to the world instead of separate ourselves from the world and act different in order to be different and be a light that people want to follow, we want to say, oh, well, I'm covered under his faith and his grace and whatever. Just like, and that I put that argument just where I put the wine on and say, well, Jesus turned water into wine. So what? Especially when they liken it to the argument where Jesus always used sinners. Moses was a killer, and so-and-so was an alcoholic, and this person was a murderer, and etc., etc., etc. But that doesn't matter, because we are supposed to strive to be more like Jesus out of anybody, and Jesus was he who was without sin. And we know even though he was without sin, he was still in the human body. We know when he was fasting for 40 days and 40 nights, he was weak. We know he cried. We know he got angry when he flipped over the tables in the temple. We know that when he met the lady at the well, he was there because he was tired and he was thirsty. So he was a human. But he rejected everything. Even when the devil said, I'll give you all this, Jesus said, you can't give me nothing you don't own. My Father owns this. So you can't give it to me. Don't offer it to me. And we got to forsake the world, because it means nothing to gain the world and lose our soul. Now, with that being said, I will say this. A lot of people have asked me a lot of different times. Ever since I was little, they always said I have a calling on my life. I believe that. They always, and even more recently in my life, a lot of people have asked me, can you just do this in the church? Will you speak in the church? Will you do this? Will you do that in front of the church? And I always have to say no. And it's not that I don't want to work in the church. It's just that I'm not ready. And I will never be the reason for my brother or my sister to fall. And so these same people in the church will say, well, that's all right. We just want you to start where you are, and God will change all that. No, God got to change me before, okay? Because I got to be able to stand before you the purest type of gold that I can. And I want to be an example for you to follow. I can't be knowing, I'm not going to be cussing, knowing I cuss, know I drink socially now, knowing the things that I do in my life, not even bad things. I'm not a bad person. I don't do no bad, horrible type things. But I know the small things enough. I curse like a sailor a lot of the times. Y'all know that. My mouth, my voice is not close enough to God's yet. My spirit's not there yet, but I pray for it every day. And until I get there, I won't be up in front of people trying to do anything religious. I will be there in the church trying to get myself stronger and better and read my Bible and trying to be the best person I can be and get as close to God as possible. Because, honey, in these last and evil days, we definitely need Him. Now, with all that being said, this Leandra Johnson stuff, you should be very, very ashamed. And I hope I don't know. I mean, everything goes these days, because I don't listen to none of this new gospel anyway. Let's keep that straight. I don't listen to none of it. I don't want to hear no John P. Key and whatever the little gay midget. I don't want to see no T.D. Jakes stuff. None of it. I ain't got time for it. And especially like the pastors of Detroit and New York and pastors of Hell and High Waters, all them stuff they put on TV. I ain't got time for it. That's satanic and it's ignorant. And when I saw the people on the panel for Sunday's Best, I knew I wasn't missing nothing, because all of them just look like a bunch of Illuminati puppets, and all of them throw up the same devil signs that Beyoncé and everybody else do, the 666 sign, when they're on stage preaching and stuff. Like, I don't know if y'all catch it. Excuse me. And if y'all ain't caught it yet, you keep watching and let me know. Now, when you talk, don't your hands automatically, when you are expressing a person like I am, and you talk like this, you usually make these kind of signals with your hands. This, hey, this, I'm open to it. This, what the fuck you mean? This, I don't know what you're talking about. This, okay, I'm open to your opinion. But I don't care what kind of talking I'm ever doing, whether I'm singing, talking, I don't care. It never makes me want to put my fingers like this. Beyonce always does this when she sings. The preachers always do it when they preaching on any of these industry preachers. I put it like that. So, honey, I'm just saying, you got to follow your own heart and your own path, and don't let people like Leandra Johnson and these pastors that's doing all, and anybody in any type of religious position. If you don't see no God in them, then don't try to follow them nowhere. Don't try to do anything. And guess what? If they end up being that type of person and it ends up surprising you because you never would have thought, because a lot of these people, you can tell they probably will be this way behind closed doors, but you never would have thought it, that's okay. Because if you enjoyed the message enough, and if that message, every time that person spoke to you, it sent you somewhere with God, and it sent you out of that place with a better understanding, a closer spiritual connection, or something with God, that's fine. The devil might have brought it, but God sent it. That message, I mean. And he done talked to a donkey before. So, we all know, don't let organized religion and this, because Revelations, that's all you got to keep your eyes on. The things that Jesus did, the characteristics he portrayed, the rules and guidelines in the Bible that it tells us to follow. Like, Psalms and Proverbs are good places to learn just morals and ethics of how God wants us to live our life. So therefore, you don't have to look up to your preacher to guide you through life. No, you let the Spirit of God guide you. You still got to go to church, but find one when you go, you feel better when you leave than when you came. Where everybody, you can feel the love in the room, and it's not a whole bunch of back talking. And there's still those kind of churches out there. They usually are smaller churches, so they can welcome you in like a family. So I hope y'all find a good church. Y'all pray that I find one as well. And don't let these kind of people persuade you from believing in God, or the true living God, for real. Well, if I'm saying it, I'm going to make it plain, because I ain't ashamed of my gospel. But yeah, what do y'all think about Leandra Johnson, and what do y'all think about, do y'all feel the same way? Like, if you find some people that just ain't right in your church, or your pastor ain't right, you can always just keep going till you find someone that's right for you. Alright, so that's how I feel about the whole Leandra Johnson being drunk thing, child. Leandra, you should be ashamed of yourself, honey. You should be very, very fucking ashamed. I'll tell you that much. Alright then. Bye.
I love you. And I know you're hurting, but it's going to be all right. In the end, you'll make it through, my sister. Keep holding on. Get a while to go. Keep holding on. Keep holding on. Holding on.